It's Tuesday. In fact, it's not. It's Monday. We record these on a Monday. But for you, it's Tuesday. And it's a wonderful day because, look, I've got my barnet chopped. I'm no longer the long-haired lover from Liverpool that I was. I'm now a short-haired sheep herder from Sheffield. Get it? Also, behold the neon on our podcast stand for no other reason than just because, well, look, they're magnetic. And they kind of just do everything, and you can put them anywhere. They can be any color you want, which is exactly like the subject of today's tutorial, Polygon. We are looking at how to bridge your assets from Ethereum to Polygon and then go and play in all of the fun stuff you can do on Matic. But there is a reason for this, and it starts with Artvatars. Now, Artvatars is a digital art project, it's an NFT project. Here you can see weird faces. These have been generated by AI, pulling fragments and slices from a bunch of different artists' versions of these faces. It's a little bit like hash masks. I thought it was kind of cool. The artists who are listed are actually pretty awesome. But the reason I was interested in it was because this has actually been built on Polygon. So, you know that thing where you buy an NFT or you want to trade NFTs and it's ridiculously expensive? Well, on Polygon, it wouldn't be. So I thought, okay, well, have they given any instructions on how to get your assets onto Polygon so you can participate in the sale? I look at the email that they sent and it turns out, no, they haven't. They haven't at all. They just say, make sure you get your assets onto Polygon ready for the sale. So I thought I'd do a tutorial on doing exactly that because it takes a little bit of work to get there. And here's how we're going to do it. But let's first look at Polygon, the Ethereum's internet of blockchains. Now, look, Polygon used to be called the Matic network. And the Matic network was and still is a Plasma Layer 2 scaling solution. Layer 2 scaling solutions got really hot because Ethereum was getting clogged up. There's a whole bunch of different ones. Sidechains, Optimistic, ZK. We've covered a bunch of them on the channel already. The reason Matic was interesting is because, but I can't put it any other way than people just really liked them. Now, I used to work for Harmony. We did our IEO on Binance. Matic did their IEO on Binance a few months before us. In fact, I think it was only 6 weeks. And so we were kind of label mates in the Binance ecosystem. Everyone loves Matic. And everyone still loves Matic. And I think it's because they play nice with everybody. But when they were Plasma, I mean, people didn't necessarily want to use a Plasma solution because, not to put too fine a point on it, but every layer 2 involves some layer of compromise. And so depending on what type of compromises best suit your protocol or DApp or whatever it is you're building, you might choose a different one. Plasma limits you. What they've done with Polygon is they've said, we're not going to be limited anymore. We're going to be this incredible platform for anybody who wants to build a sidechain or an optimistic rollup or a ZK rollup. Pretty much anything, you can do it with us. Now, there are already a lot of people building on Matic. And again, there's this feeling about Matic. They just seem like good people. Whether that's correct or not, I have no idea. But my interactions with them, it's kind of true. I was lucky enough to be on a stage with some of the Matic team like a year ago, and they are genuinely really nice. So it's great to see Polygon come to life and see this expansion of multi-chain. Now, I'm not saying that Polygon is going to be the layer 2 solution of choice, but if we look at the way multi-chain is opening up with Cosmos and Polkadot, well, there are some really great examples out there and some really great options out there. So let's look at how you can get your assets onto Polygon. Now, there's a couple of reasons why you might want to do this. Firstly, it's dirt cheap over there, really, really cheap. And secondly, there's a whole bunch of other projects already built on Polygon, and we'll look at some of those later on once we've done this. But what we're looking at here is using a bridge. We've covered a bridge previously in the tutorial where we looked at Anchor and how to get assets onto Terra. It's effectively the same thing. So a bridge, the bridge is kind of the wrong word for this because a bridge, you imagine just a thoroughfare where you can walk from one side to the other and that's it. Crypto bridges are more like airlocks because they're sealed in the middle. So you take an asset on one side, you lock it up in a smart contract, and then you're issued an equal asset on the other side as a kind of wrapped version of your asset, one-to-one. And then when you want to go back, you then burn that token, and the asset that was originally on the other side of the bridge is unlocked. So it's more like an airlock than it is a bridge, but a bridge is a kind of nice metaphor for it. So that's what we're doing here. But wait. Don't let high gas costs keep you out of Ethereum. At Balancer, you can trade all you want and get most of the gas costs back in your pocket. In their new BAL for Gas campaign, traders are receiving 6 figures worth of BAL tokens every week. And with version 2 just around the corner, Balancer is becoming the one-stop shop for DeFi liquidity. Balancer version 2 brings stable pools and weighted pools tightly integrated under a single protocol. Flash loans, lending via asset managers, and much more. Check it out at balancer.finance. If you want to participate in this Artvatars sale, you need to have assets on the Polygon side of the bridge. And most people sit on the Ethereum side of the bridge. So there's a couple of steps we need to go through to do this. Now, most people, I would assume, have Metamask. Metamask sits as a Chrome extension. If you don't have it, simple to type into Google, just type Metamask Chrome extension, and you will find it. I believe it works just as well in Brave. And I think it works as well in DuckDuckGo. Don't hold me to that. Haven't tried it. So you're going to want to have that installed. But I'm assuming by now, if you're part of the DeFi movement and you watch our tutorials, you will understand what's going on here. So MetaMask has this very nice functionality that it can read other networks. So if we look at the top here, you can look at the Ethereum mainnet, Ropsten testnet, Kovan testnet. Nobody uses any of those except developers. Don't need to worry about it. I also have Smart Chain down here. So I have the Binance Smart Chain installed so it can read that, so it knows that the equivalent wallet that I have on Smart Chain can be read by MetaMask as well. We can do the same thing for Polygon. Now, most of the time, let's say I want to type in Polygon RPC. I'll get some instructions on how to set up MetaMask for layer 2. And so, yeah, here we go. So on DApp Radar, there's a set of instructions on how to set up a custom RPC so that MetaMask can read the Matic mainnet. So what you would normally do is you go here, go to the network, go down to custom RPC, and then manually type in what you need to do. But you don't have to do that. And I'm going to show you how. So all of this is made a lot easier through Quickswap. And what is Quickswap, I hear you asking? Well, if you watch the last tutorial, you will know that Quickswap is the Uniswap lookalike, clone, call it what you will, copy, that exists on Matic. So what they've built with Quickswap is this really simple thing, which allows you to do exactly what you would normally do typing in your RPC. You just click on switch to Matic, and then it just pre-fills all the details for you. You'll get this alarming message which says, this network details for this chain ID do not match our records. It's alarming because the grammar is so bad. We recommend that you verify the network details before proceeding. I have verified the network details. They're okay. We click approve. We can then switch networks. Now, if I look up here, I look at the network I'm on, it says Matic. But I can go into Ethereum mainnet, and I can go to Matic network. So now, if I'm using Quickswap with my MetaMask plugged in to the Matic network, Quickswap will read whatever Matic represented assets I have in my wallet. But you'll see here, when we do the drop down on the asset list, these all look like ERC20 token denominators. And that's because they are, except they're not. They're the wrapped version. So when it's looking at my wallet, it's looking for the wrapped version that, just for ease, it just calls by the same names as we are used to. Now, if you do something like deposit USDC into a Yearn vault, for instance, you will get given a YUSDC token that represents your stake in that vault. That's not what's happening here. We're just getting a one-to-one representation of your asset on the Matic network. Polygon, Matic. Sometimes you kind of get confused between the two. It doesn't really matter. There's also another confusing thing here, which is that there are, in fact, not one, but two bridges on Matic. There's a POS bridge and there's a Plasma bridge. I believe what we're using here is the POS bridge. And for all intents and purposes, that's all you need to know. Why is it POS? There's a bunch of different reasons to do with security and everything else. But as long as it works, who cares? Am I right? So how are we now going to get assets across the bridge? Well, the next thing you need to do is go to the Matic web wallet. So you go to wallet.matic.network/login. And because we now have our Metamask connected to the Matic network, we can log in using Metamask. And we are now in the Matic wallet. So now looking at my Matic wallet, obviously, I don't have any in there. So what you can do is click on Move Funds to Matic Network, and it'll open up the bridge interface. And down here, you'll see it says POS Bridge Transfer Mode. So now I can select assets that I want to bridge across to the Matic network, and it's super easy. I'm not going to do that just yet because there's one more thing I want to show you, which is on Quickswap, there is a little facility that we're going to want to pay attention to. So on any kind of Ethereum interactions that you do, for instance, trading on Uniswap, you need a bit of Ethereum in your wallet to power that transaction because ETH is the gas that pays for any transactions that you want to do. And I think most people will be fairly accustomed to that by now. Always make sure you have some Ethereum in your wallet. And if you watch the last film that we did for Defiant Weekly, it is possible to do transactions without any Ethereum in your wallet, but it's kind of high-level stuff. On Quickswap, for instance, you need the Matic token in your wallet to power transactions. And how are you going to do that if you don't actually own any Matic tokens? So if you look in the Quickswap FAQs, there is a lovely little thing here where it says, how can I acquire Matic for transactions on Quickswap? Well, you can easily swap any token or coin you have in your Metamask wallet with some Matic right on Quickswap, and a little bit of Matic goes a long way. You can pick up Matic from an exchange. Yes, you can. But even better than that, you can claim 0.1 Matic for transactions if you have one DAI/USDC or USDT in your wallet. So basically, Quickswap is sponsoring you Matic to get you going on Quickswap. So if I go back to the bridge here, so I could swap ETH and just drop that straight across. But if I wanted to swap that ETH for something else on Quickswap, I would still need Matic to do it. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to USDC because I picked up some USDC earlier and transfer that across. So I'm just going to transfer 100 USDC to Matic over the bridge. Now, yes, you're right. This is an Ethereum-based transaction. So we're going to be subject to Ethereum prices and Ethereum block times. That's something to bear in mind. Once we're over on the bridge side, we're on the layer 2, everything speeds up, gets cheaper, and that's what we want. So if I now click on transfer, I'm going to be moving funds from Ethereum to Matic. Deposit of funds takes around 7 to 8 minutes. 7 to 8 minutes! Bam! You see? Everything's better on layer 2. Don't quote me on that. So we're going to approve that and do it. Just get it done. Oh, I need to select the Ethereum network in Metamask. There we go. Now I'm on the right network. But it does prompt you to do so. So let's have a look at this. $6.24 is the estimated transaction fee. Still expensive, right? For a $100 transaction. Anyway, let's go ahead and do it. As per usual, sign the transaction. And look, the actual fee was $8.75. You know, this is the kind of thing that EIP 1559 will hopefully help us with. But yeah, big difference between $6.24 and $8.75. This space maturing rapidly, but still not quite there yet. Anyway, so that's going to confirm now, and we will jump back in when it has. We all know the feeling of paying high fees and waiting for transactions to confirm when interacting with DeFi. Well, no more. Solana has built a fast, censorship-resistant blockchain where you can build and use crypto apps that scale today. The network supports thousands of transactions per second with fees less than a cent and over 500 validators. To learn more, head over to solana.com/Defiant to get started building and join its rapidly expanding community. Nice. Okay, so we're back, and I am not going to sugarcoat it. That took way longer than I was expecting it to. It's been about 35 minutes since I initiated the transaction. A little window pops up. It says your transfer is en route. It'll take around 7 to 8 minutes for the deposit to get completed. The approve didn't take that long. We just approved it. But to get to the confirm stage, it took really a long time. I don't know whether Ethereum's clogged up and slow today. What's interesting is that Ethereum is actually quite cheap at the moment. There is some kind of theory that some of the bots that have been front-running transactions and pushing up gas fees have been switched off. Who knows? But anyway, Ethereum is definitely cheaper. Wasn't that fast. The 100 USDC that I sent has now arrived in my Matic wallet. There it is. If you had these zero balances. There we go. So what I'm going to do now is go to the Quickswap account, and I should be able to claim some Matic, but I couldn't. It turns out that the article I was reading was old, and actually what's happened is that 0.001 Matic has been automatically transferred into my wallet from using the bridge. So the claim Matic that I was going to use was irrelevant, but I have been given 0.001 Matic, which can fuel at least one transaction. I don't actually know how much that is at the moment, but it's nice that you automatically get that, which means that if you send something over the bridge, you can at least do something with it on the other side. Now, what can you do with it on the other side? Well, Quickswap, as we looked at last week, is kind of like Uniswap. You can swap to any number of assets as long as they've been given their wrapped version on Matic. There's quite a few there. Obviously, nowhere near as extensive as on Uniswap, but of course, that's what you'd expect. You can pool, so obviously adding liquidity to pools, same as it is on Uniswap. And there's different ways of staking your LP tokens if you want to. We're not going to look into that because we've done that in a previous one. And yeah, so that's that basically. And then if you were adding liquidity, you'd be able to get paid in Quick tokens, which is the native token for Quickswap, but like Uni for Uniswap. So the thing about, I've lost my page. There we go. So the thing about Matic is there's actually quite a lot of projects built on it because, as I said before, it's kind of a popular project. And I found this list on Block 123 of all the different projects that are built on there. So there's Aavegotchi, for instance, and the reason they moved over is because they want you to interact with your Aavegotchi regularly and be able to level it up and play the game. So they moved to Layer 2 to make that more of a reality. But there's quite a lot of projects on here. Like Prosper, Prediction Markets, they just joined Matic, and there's more and more of them coming on. EasyFi is another one I noticed here. Lots of games. And I expect lots of DeFi as well going on there. But primarily the reason I looked into this was so, if you wanted to enter the Artvatars sale, you would know how to do it. Because, as I've just proven, it's not exactly straightforward. It's not exactly obvious how to do it. One other thing I should mention, remember our friend Zappa, not Frank, you can look at the bridge here. We looked at the bridge last time. I'm just going to switch to the Ethereum network. There we go. So if we look at Zappa, Zappa is like a dashboard that allows you to view all of your assets and all of your staked positions, all your farming positions easily in one go, and allows you to zap from different positions very, very easily and efficiently. They also have a bridge. It says new, wow, exclamation mark. And you can use the bridge the way I just did to go directly from your Zapper dashboard to Polygon. And I think it will allow you to switch from the Ethereum network to the Polygon network and see what you have in that ecosystem. So if you're doing a lot of work over there, Zapper will work just fine, as it will with BSC. Only thing is, if you want to go from, so I switch this to Polygon, if you want to go, yes, I want to switch networks. So if you want to go back from Polygon to Ethereum, you can't. Not through Zapper anyway. You can do it through the regular Matic bridge. You can go the other way, so you can switch backwards. But that's it, basically. So I would highly recommend at least taking some small amount of your DeFi funds and beginning to play on these layer 2s. There is this strange narrative within ETH maximalists that stepping off ETH onto the likes of Terra, the likes of BSC, is a kind of betrayal. And I think that's slightly harsh. There's no doubt that Ethereum is the most decentralized network that we have. And therefore, if decentralization is the thing that matters to you and you're prepared to pay a premium to use it, then great, more power to you. But for a lot of people, I think one of the appeals of crypto, blockchain in the first place is some kind of freedom, financial freedom, but also freedom to decide what you want to do. And if you were curious and wanted to come into this space because of that, then you owe it to yourself to be curious, to go and look at what layer 2s and high-speed layer 1s can also offer. So have a go. It's a little bit clunky. It took me a lot longer to get across the bridge than I was expecting, but now I can have a bit of fun playing around and we can see what might be possible over there and also how much it costs. But I hope that was a useful tutorial for this week. I'll be back next week with another one. No idea what it's going to be yet. But if you have any comments, you want to see something, leave them in the comments below and tell us what you want to see, because I'll try anything, honestly. See you on the next one. Ciao.